Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Truth Train. Welcome aboard.
Choo choo.
Choo choo. We're making an episode here late at night from our undisclosed location.
I would say we're making history.
That too. We're filming this episode late in one of the 7 days of the week.
That's right.
Okay.
Undisclosed location.
And of course, we have a bunch of topics that we have to touch and discuss.
These topics are burning.
But one topic I want to talk to you, like before we start anything, I want to have a conversation with you.
Nice.
Okay, because we did go to like a Seinfeld quiz. We took the international tanker that we have, the oil tanker.
Yeah.
We went to a country, and we went to a quiz, a Seinfeld quiz.
Yep, we did.
And when I came there, I didn't know where it was and everything. And then you said it's here. And then I came to a table, and you were sitting with somebody.
Yeah.
And it's like, and they were like, "Hi." And then you did something that I felt was quite interesting as a choice as a human being, because you said. And he was like, there was two guys sitting there, I think. And then you said, is it okay for you to let them sit with us? And this is something you say in front of them, right?
Yeah.
You're now saying to me, like you're telling me, asking me, is it okay for them to sit with us here now?
Right.
And I have to come with the verdict in front of them, right? I have to tell you and them at the same time if I'm fine or if I'm not fine with it.
That's right.
Right? And just a question to you. Do you think that that's a good strategy of getting an honest answer?
I mean, it's a great question. I was at the time, listen, this Seinfeld quiz, let's just put it to you. Okay, I'll put it to you this way. If I ever get married, if I ever have 3 children, if I ever run the Texaco Corporation, these are all nothing compared to the Seinfeld quiz.
Right.
This is the biggest moment of my life because I will never be as skilled at anything in life than I am at Seinfeld knowledge.
True.
Okay? And so therefore, this was everything to me. And these little petty squabbles among the peasants are the last thing the king of Seinfeld has time for. And so that's why I didn't think about it enough. I just sort of like, hey, do you accept these people here? Whatever. You know what I mean? I'm above all this petty nonsense.
Yeah. But the fact, it's not that it's petty. It's just the fact that I'm now sitting at a table with new people and I have to talk with them.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not that I don't like to talk to people, but I don't know them. I came there to spend time with you and have a Seinfeld quiz and like have our lingo going.
Yeah.
And now like we're talking to each other and they're like looking at us talking. And they're like, ha ha ha, and laughing at like stuff we were talking about. And then like you feel like the necessity to kind of include them. Like, hey, yes, so what do you do for a living? And the guy started talking about like, I work in an office. And he taught, and not that he answered the question, but he started to elaborate on his job at that office. And like, well, we sell the data. And then kill me now.
Well, you know, what's interesting about the data is that we sell it. Yeah, they were so boring. You know, retrospectively, that was a terrible life choice.
Terrible choice.
Yeah.
And but okay, so there's many things here. So I'm coming there to meet you.
Yeah.
You didn't book a table. That's number one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, it's not just that that's number one. That's like 99% of it.
Okay. That's a big chunk of it. But I will actually forgive you.
Right.
For that. I will forgive you.
Right. Which is rare.
I never do it.
That's right.
Right. So I will forgive you not booking a table. Maybe you didn't know about it. Like you thought it was like, you know, who goes to a Seinfeld quiz? It's never sold out.
Yeah.
You know, it's on a Wednesday or whatever. So we went to the quiz. You didn't book a table. We came there. You got a table. And there were some other guys. They also didn't book a table. And they like, hey, can we sit here with you? And you said, sure, I have another guy coming. And then you put me in this horrible situation where I have to like lie.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Right? Because like if you told me, hey, listen, there's some other guys at our table. Do you want to sit there before we go into the bar now?
Yeah.
Do you want to sit there or do you want to move around? How do you want to do this?
I threw you into the volcano.
If I had the choice, I would say, hey, listen, you guys, you take the table and we can like just sit in the corner in the darkness.
We're corner people.
You know, like we don't even need a table.
Yeah.
Because the fact that what happened was they didn't add anything to the quiz.
No.
They didn't help. They didn't know one question. They said, the one guy said, yeah, I've watched Seinfeld while I got high. That was some piece of information he wanted to throw out there for a second.
He wanted that to be known.
He wanted that to be known about him.
Oh, yeah, it was brutal.
And then they had a conversation about like, well, you know, I am in like a dad leave situation right now, and they're like, what the fuck? I'm stuck in this fucking wormhole. Probably nice people. I'm not saying that they're not bad people.
Yeah.
They are the people who build society and who actually, you know, build the country and everything. I'm just a freeloader. But what I'm saying is that I want to be with other freeloaders.
Right.
I want to be with the losers.
Man.
I don't want to be with a winner who has like a job in the morning and builds society and has a wife and then like, no, we're having a couples trip.
You know,
whatever.
I should have known when I came in there, right? And I sat down. There was no space. It was a packed place, right? So I'm sitting at this table with these people, and I said, "Listen, what's the name of George's boss when he works for Play Now and pretends to be handicapped?" And they looked at each other like, "What? I don't remember that at all."
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I should have known then and there because everyone knows that's Mr. Tomasulo.
Yeah,
Anyone with
exactly.
self-respect, anyway.
But the point is this: you put me in a horrible spot. And I forgive you about the table. I really do. But the real offense, the life, like the prison sentence, the reason you got life in prison,
The real crime.
the real crime, the capital punishment, whatever, I don't know the law of language.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, so the fact that you put me in, like the social intelligence that I was witnessing in that moment,
Or lack thereof.
lack of it.
Yeah.
Because, like, listen, if I came into a situation where, like, there was a bunch of people, like, they could die in the wilderness or they can jump on board this truck, right?
Right.
And then you, instead of asking me, like, listen, there's some people who wants to jump on board our truck.
Yeah.
Is that okay with you? Before we go out over there and tell them no, right? And like, because I don't want to tell them, no, you should die, right? I'd rather just say, like, tell them no.
Yeah.
They're going to die, but that's none of my problem. But I'm not the messenger here.
Right.
Just tell them there's no space and we can't do it.
Yeah.
We have our own problems. Hey, is it okay for you to, like, let these...
No. I introduce you to them.
Yeah.
And I say, so this is the guy who's going to decide.
Yeah.
And then in front of them, I say, so would you rather they die or hop in the truck?
You gave like all the responsibility. Like I had to make the choice.
It was brutal. Listen, you know, I remember when I was younger, as a joke, in so many social situations, sometimes in job situations or academic situations, someone would ask me a question, right? Like, what is the hyperbolic curve value of t minus x squared in terms of statistical significance or something? And then I'd sit there and I go, wow, that's a great question. I love where your head's at. Tommy, why don't you go ahead and fill him in? And I put it to the guy next to me. And then suddenly he was just panicking like crazy, right?
Okay, so this is
a pattern of behavior.
This is notorious.
Listen, this is a pattern of behavior that's been going on for decades. And it ends now.
Does it?
Because you're calling me out.
Oh, I'm calling.
No one's called me out before.
Nobody's calling you louder than right now.
We took the oil tanker all the way to the Seinfeld quiz.
Right.
Right? And now we're back on the oil tanker and you're calling me out.
And then for the people who are listening and watching this on YouTube, who are, of course, subscribed and liking this.
Who are calling their friends and telling them to subscribe and like.
That too. But it's not that I hate humanity. Okay?
No.
But I'm not a fan.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
That's right.
That's where I am. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, it's not that I... Listen, these were great specimen of people, like ants building the the nests,
The anthill.
the anthill, or whatever they built.
Yeah.
Right. They have different, like they had degrees, they had diplomas, they had everything.
Yeah.
But they were, for me in that situation, non-contributing people.
Yeah. And also, it's like bringing you over to a sick child and saying,
Hey, you want to save?
We do have the medicine, but it's costly, and we're going to have to fly it in with some very tiny instruments.
Yeah.
Do you want to help this child, or should we just let the child die? You decide.
And then like the mother's like waiting for my response.
That's it. And then I brought you right in there. Yeah. So
It's more like we could save this child and this family and they can be prosperous, but you have to work another hour today. And now I have to like
yeah.
what am I supposed to do now? Because if you ask me like, down the corridor, I would say, no, I'm leaving now.
But you know what I appreciate? There's a guy I became friends with last year, and he was so much of a people pleaser that I literally couldn't trust a word he said.
Right.
If I said, is this funny? He'd say yes. Had no idea if it was funny or not. If I said, is this bad? He would say no. I had no idea what he meant. Couldn't trust anything.
Right.
But at least you had the decency to yell at me when they went to the bathroom in front of the quizmaster.
Yeah. And she said, yeah, I noticed that they had nothing to do on this planet.
I was wondering why you're at the same table.
Yeah. Because she like, are you friends with these, like, because these three, like they're preppy, maybe like mid-30s, but they have like a job and like a kid and like starting out in life and have an apartment and everything's great.
Yeah.
But they knew nothing.
That's it.
And they okay, so what do you do? I said like I just wanted to like listen. I don't want to talk about anything.
Yeah.
I don't, because the reason I'm not I don't want to talk about my life because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's why.
Nothing matters.
I wanted to say, listen, I don't want to talk about myself or about you because it doesn't matter. So there's nothing to be gained by this.
Right.
You talking about your life and your job and your situation adds nothing to me as a person. I get nothing from it. And I'm not even interested in like putting it in my head. So while he was talking, I was like fighting to like make a memory of it.
Of course. He was talking. You were fighting.
I was fighting.
Yeah.
to not keep into my short time memory and the long time memory. I was just my immune system was just fighting.
You were fighting every natural
And he was
instinct.
like, yes, and then like the data, and then I have an elevator. I push a button. It was just like, fight this man. Fight this evil person.
He's our enemy now.
He's trying to get in your head.
Yeah. He wants you to remember these horribly boring things.
And the other guy, he was like waiting for like him to like finish what he was like working with, and then he was like waiting for his opportunity to start talking about like him.
Oh God.
And then like, I heard you do comedy. And he wanted to like ask me about comedy or something. And then as soon as like I saw that he was like trying to get in, I was like, hey Dex, did you remember the Seinfeld? Like I just like, we need to get back on the quiz.
Yeah. And a lot of these people that you're mentioning now who are hurting you, basically. I mean,
still hurting me.
You know what's funny is the people on the right in politics are saying now that words aren't violence.
They sure are.
They sure are. And this
They
is
sure
proof of
are.
that.
Yes.
Because you are not the same man you were before that quiz.
I was happy.
You had dreams.
I had dreams in the future. And I laughed.
And your immune system.
Do you remember me when I used to laugh?
Hey, it's a distant memory now.
I don't remember how to laugh.
That's right. And so anyway, that's the essence of it, is that you were, words are violence. And what a lot of these people have a tendency to say is they go, oh, you do comedy. Do you know Brian? And you go, no, I don't know Brian. You sure? Brian, he's friends with Roger. I know Roger from middle school because I went to, and now we're going. You know what I mean? And I can sympathize with the fight, And on the one hand, I feel a lot of guilt for throwing you into the ring. But on the other hand, it is interesting that, you got some sparring experience, because all of life is a war, really.
Sparring. I don't need any more sparring.
You've sparred.
I've sparred and I'm trying to avoid those situations. I don't need training. I don't need anything.
That's right.
I don't need them in my life. That's all. Listen, I can become friends with them, no problem. Right. But it has to be like the correct order, not a forced friendship, which a quiz situation is.
Right.
It forces you to be friends with people you don't know.
That's what a quiz is forced friendship.
And by the way, I would let some of that shit go if they knew anything about Seinfeld. But with that, like, have you ever watched Seinfeld? Is it your favorite show? And the guy says, well, I used to get high watching Seinfeld. This is like, you know what?
They also said, sorry, I don't think we remember too much of it because we were high the whole time. And I'm thinking, so was I, but I remember it all. Just they're bad at getting high too. Yeah,
listen. Don't do that. Listen, this is not about me now.
No.
This is about humanity.
It is.
Don't do that to humanity again. Never like, okay, would he like that I put him in this situation or her or whatever? This dog. Right. Should I put you should ask that dog or that person, is it okay for you that this is happening over here?
Yeah, you're right.
And then like, no, it's not okay. I'm not interested. Let's make a plan.
Yeah.
Because I can't like make a plan now. Because when you put me in that situation, I have to like, okay, no, I don't want to sit with you guys. Let's move over here. Mm-hmm. Do you see the problem?
I see. Tons of problems.
So
I mean, I guess long story short, yes, words are violence.
Yeah, I think conversations are violent.
I thought you were going to say words are violence, but conversations are battlefields.
Yeah, it's a complex system.
Yes. It is a complex
system. Complex.
But I think a lot of people out there are thinking like, how dare they tell me that words aren't violence? And then we're here to tell them that they are.
Listen, I wish it broke out a fight instead. That's something I could work with because then I could get away and have a reason to sit on the other side of the room.
Right.
But now I can't leave.
You have no reason.
I have to be lit. I felt like I got punched in the face while he was talking about like you get less taxes if you write off your dog's car. It's like, what the fuck?
I can't believe he would tell you about that.
Anyway.
Okay.
So just wanted to open with that.
That's great, but then that's out of the way.
Not really. I mean, just like it's not out of the way. It's like
it's a lot like Festivus, you know, the airing of grievances.
Yeah. But the grievances doesn't go away. Like they don't go away. But I'm just saying, like this is now another problem added to the stack of problems,
right?
That you have caused.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. That's good.
So it's not like, well, that's over now. No. That's just like I'm putting it into the memory bank.
Okay. But now that we're moving on, I've been out in the field, right?
Right.
With the whole statistical team that works for us.
Yes.
We're 150 staff now. Been out there asking everybody who listens to the podcast, all 27 million of them.
Yep.
And asking, what are the number one questions that are sort of threatening your existence as of today? And these are the top 4 questions we got in from all ages, men, women, everything. Pets, no pets, job, jobless, you name it.
Yeah. Let's go through some of them. So a question is, why is mafia crime sexy, but psychiatry crime is gross?
Such a timeless question.
I mean,
it's a timeless question.
These listeners of ours, they know how to ask stuff.
They're in tune with the pulse of society.
They know what's going on.
Look, I can just say that I was watching The Godfather and got part 2, and he's sitting in Lake Tahoe, and the guy comes in who's a senator. And he says, I want $250,000 for the gaming license plus 5% off the gross of all 4 casinos. And then Don Corleone, he goes, the gaming license is just $20,000. Am I right? He goes, yes, but I intend to squeeze you, Mr. Corleone. I don't like your kind. You come in here with your oiled hair, ruin our American way of life. So what do? They drug him, put him in a whorehouse, kill a prostitute. He wakes up with the dead prostitute in front of him, and they come to his aid to get him on their side. I'm thinking, wow, that is so cool, you know? Like they're all wearing suits and at one point, the lawyer of the family, he says to the senator, "Don't worry, this girl had no family. It'll be like she never existed. The only thing that'll be left is our friendship." And I thought, wow, this is so suave. I could smell the cologne through the screen.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I'd love to be a part of this. I mean, this is great. I don't even care if I'm the guy. I don't care if I'm the dead prostitute or I'm the senator being squeezed or I'm the mafia person being cool. Everyone's cool here. Yeah. Everyone's a winner.
Yeah.
But then if you think about a lockdown psychiatric ward, someone who hasn't showered for 14 days, they skip their meds, they have a psychotic break, you know, they smash a window and they take that glass and start stabbing just a hardworking housewife who works there. And you're just like, could you just be less gross?
Yeah.
This is all just so gross. And it's the same thing because both of them are a dead woman.
Exactly.
Right? But one is so gross. What do you think?
Yeah, but let's like put them side to side here. Okay, so your example of these people putting the guy in a whorehouse, he's drugged and he wakes up and there's a dead prostitute. Okay, but let's say a psychotic, like it is psychotic behavior doing that.
It is.
But the difference is that you have an Italian shower, which means like if it smells like sweaty and stinky, you just put some cologne on top of it.
That's right.
And you just do that as far as the cologne can like help you, and then like you smell like cologne and sweat at the same time, and then maybe you have to take a shower 6 months after that, right? Yeah. That's it used to be the Italian way. I don't know how it's now. Okay, nice. Okay. Nice. So, but it's still psychotic. Putting a person, drug him down, put him in a whorehouse, kill the prostitute, and then, but the only difference is they put a suit on and they have tax, like they whitewash the money, and it's like.
But they also have a good reason. I feel they don't want to pay the gaming license.
Yeah, but nobody wants to pay the gaming license.
Nobody. I mean, look, sane people don't pay more than they have to for a gaming license.
I think the only thing, like the difference between those, the reason I kind of lean towards more mafia crime than psychotic crime, you know,
psychiatry crime.
Psychiatry crime. I love the mafia crime better is because it's more what you say. You can expect it in a way. You kind of like it's not out of the blue, because your example of the guy who breaks out, you know, kills a woman, but there's still a woman killed. But that's random.
It's random,
and randomness scares humanity.
Yeah.
As soon as you sell, hey, there's no God and everything's random, people lose their shit. Yeah. No, there has to be a father figure. It has to. I can't be alone in the universe. This makes no sense. Yeah, it's a God. Oh, fine. Now I can concentrate on my life again, right? Everybody needs something above them, some control, right? When a guy gets shot in the street for no reason, that's crazy and nobody likes it. But if a guy gets shot in the street because he wasn't paying his due,
it's a good reason.
It's a reason. And we kind of like, well, I mean, he did fuck with the wrong people, right? And you shouldn't do that. But if a guy just walks down the street, I can't wait to see my wife again after all these years, and then he gets shot because somebody's crazy. That's not how you run a society.
And also, I would say that if you have a reason to kill someone, you are now reasonable, right?
I don't think the algorithm would like that language, and we, of course, do not condone
we don't.
Behavior. We're just saying that is something they may think.
They may think that.
Yes.
People like reasonableness. But also, I just think that, like, you know, when the crazy person who hasn't showered in 14 days stabs a random person with glass.
Yeah, but the Italians also don't shower 14 days, so let's be honest here.
That's true. So far it's the same.
It's the same still.
But this person, then he breaks a glass and then he stabs someone with that glass. And then afterwards, he just sort of runs around in circles and sort of maybe jumps out a window. and then runs into a crowded highway and gets hit by a truck, let's say.
Yeah.
So there was no purpose to it, and humans respond well to purpose. I'm doing this because, right? Now, you hear more about Hitler when you learn about history in school than you do about Stalin. And there's also hardly any movies made about Stalin and the 100 million killed by communism. Because I think people respond well to the fact that Stalin felt he had a purpose. He wasn't a psychiatry case. He was a man on a mission. But if a psychiatric ward patient had randomly killed 100 million, we wouldn't like it as much as we like Stalin.
I would agree with you. I think, okay, a lot of people have died in the name of something throughout the years, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's dying in the name of something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Die in the name of something. We kind of like, we don't like it, but we kind of understand. Well, I mean, they were in opposition. They were trying to like take down the government. So they just unalived 20 million, 80 million, like Mao did, right?
Right.
So we don't like that, but we understand it to some degree. But if you just like point, like these people are wrong people. Like these are wrong humans. Like that's more like as insane as just killing a person is, that's more just insane. And in a way that's more interesting because it's like, yeah, these are not people. We should just like everybody in a wheelchair, everybody with a color, everybody with this race, everybody with a whatever. Let's just throw them out in gas, whatever. But like in Stalin, what he did was just like, oh, you're against our policies? Well, then we'll send you to a work camp with no return ticket.
Right.
Which with people like, well, I mean, they were sent to a place and it didn't work out.
Yeah, but also they were sort of questioning the ideology.
Sure, and which you shouldn't do.
You shouldn't.
Especially when you have like Stalin walking around.
Especially when someone tells you you're living in a utopia.
Yes.
You don't want to question that.
Well, I think it's easier to motivate people to destroy other human beings as soon as you tell them, listen, these people over there in that region are trying to destroy our dream. Like, what are they doing? They're not aligning.
Don't destroy dreams.
They're not delivering the corn as they are.
You know what I think I can really just bring it down to, if you want to condense it down into one thing?
Please.
Stalin, Hitler, Pol Pot, Mao, the mafia, okay? Hardened criminals, people, the cartels. If you ask them, why don't you write down a manifesto about why you did this? And they could. All of them have great reasons.
Sure.
But the psychiatry guy doesn't have a reason.
No, he doesn't have a reason.
And that's what bothers me, because if a psychiatry person kills me, it's gross because there's no reason.
Yeah, you need a reason.
Hey, not me. Everybody needs a reason.
Why did you kill me? I don't know. You're just standing there.
Yeah.
Right? We don't like that.
What a waste of a life.
Yeah.
Even if you're in a sect I don't agree with, at least you thought this would accomplish something.
Okay. So I think we've answered that. I think we have
I think people can finally start to live again.
we are pro the mafia way rather than the other way. Okay.
Why? Why? Yeah. So have a purpose in your life.
I think that I think is something that is not talked enough about is if your butcher gives you free sausages while on a date, will she be impressed?
It's just such a timeless question.
I think these are the questions people don't dare to ask.
Do you want to know? Why that was asked?
Please.
That happened to someone I know.
Really?
Yes, it did.
Wow.
It happened. I know a guy. And there's a huge food court. It's over in Copenhagen. It's a massive place called like the food hall or the food whatever. I've been there once about a year and a half ago, but it's a tons of food. And he goes there all the time to buy meat from this butcher there. Really fancy place. And whenever he comes in there and they have like a huge sausage department, right? And then sometimes if they get new things and stuff, they'll give away to their best customers. And he walked in there on a date with a woman and he got a bunch of free sausage and she was blown away. Really? So I would say personally, that I don't know how women function.
Right.
But I know for a fact that if someone has a meat connection, if you're smart enough to assume society will collapse at some point, you understand this is the person for you.
Well, I agree with nobody understands the woman thing, right? What do they like and what do they not like? And they did like something, they don't like it anymore. There's a lot of stuff happening. Probably good reasons for it, but we don't know. The research is not in. The jury's out.
That's right.
So, but I think when it comes to the meat, if a woman walks with you down the street and somebody wants to give you as a male a piece of meat, that shows her that, listen, like instinctively, like the reptile part of the brain is saying, hey, this guy is getting meat. He will feed you. You can hang on to him and be fed and have your proteins and your carbohydrates, and you can give birth and bear children, and they can eat, and everybody's happy.
Other men give him meat.
Right. He's important. He's an important person here. He's a player that I should attach myself to.
Right.
And I think the reptilian part of our brain says yes. So I think if you're on a date, you should hire a friend, or like just make a situation where like, hey, long time no see. I want you to have this sirloin. Like, really? Yes.
Hire a friend.
Hire a friend.
You know, that's a great business. We should create a website where we rent ourselves out for that service.
Meat friends.
The meat friends.
Yeah.
Or yeah, like buy your meat status.
What do you
today.
mean, like meat friends? No, meat friends,
Meat.
like meat, sirloin friends.
Hey, so here would be the downside. Like, what if you're a woman and you're walking around, and a guy's just sort of showing you around town, and he goes, "Hey, why don't you stop by my butcher, see what's going on with Pablo?" You know, and then you go in there and suddenly they're giving you so much meat that it's almost like, how much time does this guy spend at this butcher shop?
Yeah.
Why, or even worse, how much money is he spending here that they're giving him so much meat for free?
Yeah. But even though I think it's impressive at the end of the day, like if she do the math and she does like all the calculations, it still lands on that's impressive, and I should bear his children.
You think so?
Yes, I think I should have his children because of all the meat he's getting.
Is that a conscious thought or a subconscious thought?
I think it's a subconscious thought, yeah.
What do you think the conscious thought is?
He's crazy. What's with the meat?
I think so too.
But she can't stop it. Like the brain is just like, listen, yeah, it sounds crazy. It is crazy. You've never met a guy who spends like more than like you don't know a guy who spends 10 hours a week at his butcher's place, right? So like that's a crazy. If he doesn't work there, it's just insane, right? But in some part of her brain, I think she like, well, he can bring meat home and feed my children.
Based on what you're saying, would the same logic apply to gun ownership?
Yes.
Women would overtly think, he's crazy, I want nothing to do with this lunatic.
Yeah, I mean,
but deep down,
if you walk down the street with your date and a guy comes over and he gives you a gun, that will prove to her that you are an interesting, important person.
Gun friends.
Gun friends.
Yeah.
Like a guy came over, hey, listen, long time no see.
I got the new AR-15.
I want you to have this missile.
I got a box of grenades in the truck.
Yes.
Come into the garage.
Come over for a C4 package.
Right? And then you invite her into the garage and she's witnessing the weapon exchange.
Yeah. So you got meat and you got guns.
Yeah.
And what's not to like here?
What is not to like?
I don't know.
And then finally you get a third friend to hand you like survival equipment. Like
sure.
like a tent.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Like communication devices and
walkie-talkies.
Flares.
No, but in all seriousness, I think I get a feeling in certain liberal countries that people don't like men with guns.
Really?
I know. But what's
the problem?
Let's just say that overtly they don't like men with guns. But deep down,
I think Rambo and all the men with the guns, Terminator and all that, like they were sex symbols because they were like real men, like, you know, destroying buildings and everything.
Right.
And people love that.
Okay.
Yeah. I think like deep down again.
Why don't we take it one step further? Because you're saying overtly, these are two cases where the woman is on a date with a guy going, he's crazy. But deep down, she knows something's right about this. If you take her back to your place and you show her your doomsday prepper basement, the jugs of water, 60 kilos of grains.
Yeah, iodine,
right? All the good stuff you need for an apocalypse. How do you think she would respond to that?
I think, well, listen, a guy who plans, it's a guy you should be with.
Better safe than
sorry.
That's it.
And I think, like, well, you know, there's a lot of good guys out there, but they don't have a bunker. So I might as well just stick with this guy.
Yeah.
You know, I think that. And also, like, he has like a septic tank solution, and there's a ways.
You know what else I would venture to say? If you had that combo, right? People are handing you meat on the street. People are giving you guns in a garage. You go back to, you say, you want to go back to my place and grab a cup of tea? You invite her down to your doomsday bunker with a full doomsday prepper kit, right? Even if she says, I'm out of here, man, you're crazy, I don't think she's going to forget you anytime soon.
No, she's going to tell her friends. You know what happened? A guy, I went on one date, and down the street, the first guy gave him a piece of meat. And then, like, a couple of meters down the street, like 20 meters down the street, another guy gave him a gun, a loaded gun. And then, like, okay, this is crazy. And then we went to the butcher, and they, like, all knew him.
And gave him sausages.
And just gave him a bunch of sausages.
Then there was a guy with a carton of grenades.
And then we went back to his place, and he said, hey, we'll have that tea down in my doomsday bunker.
Right.
That's where I have all the great tea.
Yeah.
And, like, he has some UV lamps, and he had, like, a tree plantation, whatever. Tea, yeah, so he made tea, his own tea, whatever. And he filtered his own pee to make water, and then we drank the tea. It was great. But I said, you know, I can't do this. Like, this is too crazy. All the other women would be like,
Wow, what was his name again?
he's planning for something.
Right.
You know? People respect that.
I think word would get around.
Yeah.
And I think people would want a piece of that action.
And then people were like, hey, if you want to date the doomsday prepper, you go ahead, right? And then but then you're kind of like there's no faster way than the grape wine. Grape wine is the way to hand out information.
And meat gets people talking.
Absolutely.
So I think the conclusion there is meat gets people talking.
Meet and greet. Okay. Yeah. So, and then the question becomes, with all this meat and all the sausages, like, do women find men who cook attractive?
Right.
Another great question.
I think that is a great question, because just 40 years ago, it was a little feminine for men to cook.
Yes, it was.
Let's say 70 years ago. You know? That was like a woman's...
Yeah, men didn't cook.
It was like a woman's job kind of thing. And men were supposed to just smoke and be unfaithful.
Women?
No, men were supposed to smoke and be unfaithful.
Right.
And women were supposed to cook.
Right.
That was the setup then. But now...
Yeah, but they changed it.
Now they changed it because a lot of male cooks now. Gordon Ramsay and...
Yeah.
Jean George, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Michelin stars in every direction. And so men really took over that whole cooking thing. Now, do women like it when a man cooks? Or do they like a man who says, I don't know how to cook, I just pay for restaurants, you know?
I think women love a man who can cook.
Why?
It's because he can now provide. Again, it's back to the same thing with the meat and the guns. Like, he's a guy who can provide a situation where you are fed.
It's the same thing as the meat and the guns.
But it is.
But is it? Because look, okay, let's say you're a man, all right, and historically you would go out and you would shoot a woolly mammoth. Okay, let's go a bit forward in time. You'd shoot a buffalo.
Yeah.
Now, what you would do as a man is you would just hack off the leg and put it over a fire.
And eat it.
And then you would yell at anyone who complained about the buffalo leg.
Right.
Right? So anyone got a problem with his buffalo leg, don't make me take up my club and beat some sense into you.
Exactly.
But now, and that's how we are supposed to be. We're supposed to be threatening people with a buffalo leg.
Yeah.
But suddenly, we're now like baking a cake, right? and maybe dusting some rose petals over it, right? And giving it a sort of Michelin plating.
It's not even that. I saw something on YouTube today. It was like somebody sat down in a sofa and it was a cake.
The whole sofa was a cake.
Like, oh my God, the sofa is a cake.
Did a man make the sofa cake?
I don't know about that.
Right.
But that's a society. That's where we've come. Like,
Well, I mean, okay, let me just put it into modern terms then, okay? You get married, okay? You maybe get married a bit too quickly. You don't know each other that well yet. Your wife comes home one day, sits down on the couch, and guess what? It's a cake.
Yeah.
Because the man has now baked a couch-shaped cake.
Yeah. Which means that you have to divorce him because he's insane now.
Or is she turned on by it?
Yeah, either or.
He goes, he knows how to cook, right?
I mean, because if you've seen that program, is it a cake or is it a shoe or whatever it's called?
Is it cake? That's the name of the program. Is it a cake or is it a shoe? You know?
Like they give you like a boot and then like, okay.
Is it cake?
Okay, you have to chew one of these. And like people like start chewing the boot and it's like, no, this is a boot right here. And then like the other guy gets the cake shoe.
Is it cake is what it's called, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So, but like, I mean, imagine like people are so insane now because of all the TV and all the free time and nobody has a job anymore. And everybody's just baking. So they're baking cakes. Like you come home and like there's one provider in the family and then like let's say the woman is the only one with a job and the guy is now so insane because of society, he's like everything's become cake. The pillows, the bed, the shower, everything's a cake now.
Yeah.
And he's like, but there's something in here that you're used to be looking at is now a cake. What do you think it is?
Yeah.
Listen, honey, you need help. You can't live like this.
No. I think she.
No. It's a cake. No, you're insane.
Yeah, and it's like, look, sign these divorce papers. What? You mean this divorce paper shaped cake?
Oh my!
And then he's eating it.
He's eating divorce cake papers. He's like
and the pen isn't real.
Yeah, he's insane.
Yeah, no, but he though?
This is what society's come to now.
Yeah, but
we've completely cut the dick of something.
Have we though? But like maybe she would go, man, my man knows how to cook.
You know, I have a problem.
Well, okay, look.
My man, every time I come home, something is now a cake. It's a big problem. I tried to make myself a cup of coffee the other day. Didn't you think the Mucka Master?
Yeah.
It was a cake.
Right. Okay, but let me just throw you a little curveball here, right?
Sure.
Because you're talking about a frustrated woman who doesn't like the fact that things are becoming cake. Well, let me paint you kind of a different thing, okay? She goes to work and she's telling all her friends at work, like, my husband, he cooks, like he's so great. He's a great master chef. Like it's just an amazing thing. And then she comes home and she turns on the television, but the television doesn't turn on. She looks closer at the remote. It's cake.
Yeah.
And she goes, Jonathan, and he comes out and they're all laughing, right? And then they eat the remote together. And then they sit down and eat the TV because the TV's cake too.
TV's cake too.
And now they're eating and laughing and going like, oh my God, we're the best couple.
Yeah.
So maybe.
But there's a limit though.
You
There's
think?
a limit.
You think so?
I think after a while, and she comes home and like, it's like you've been together for 5 years and every day there's a new cake. But you don't know where it is.
And both of you have diabetes.
And like I have to go online to check my husband. Like I have to find him a doctor. And then you open your PC and it's a cake.
It's a cake and there's
Right?
cameras. You have to have cameras in the apartment while you're at work.
Yeah.
To look at what he's making into cake and stuff.
Yeah. So the world is not. It's not. Listen, when I heard about that show, Is It Cake? I knew that we were heading in the wrong direction.
That was the turning point.
I like listen. You can say whatever you about Trump, and you can say everything about like World War III, whatever it is. The strongest indication that I've seen that we've peaked as a society and as a human race was the show Is It Cake? We're now officially out of ideas.
Right.
Okay?
Well,
it's over.
There is another show called MILF Island where moms date each other's sons.
Yeah, and then you figure out and then the other son is now cake. Like it's going in the wrong direction. Is it your son or is it cake?
That's it.
It's official.
It's like she's crying in a corner, like I slept with my own son. That's not
You
possible
can
because he's cake.
No, I didn't sleep with my son. He's cake.
Nobody did anything wrong. Everyone was cake the whole time.
Yes. So here's the thing: we've peaked as a society. This is not gonna go well mind you.
Okay.
Like this is not going to go well. Okay, this is not happening the way we wanted it to. We've peaked. We're on our way downwards, and we're picking up speed. Because when we have to now choose between a shoe, an old boot, which is maybe a cake,
Yeah.
that's when you know there's no salvation here.
It's like this. It's like, I would say, when you're living a life where you get up in the morning and you put on your shoes to go to work, but your shoes are cake.
Yeah. That's when you know.
That's when you
you
know.
need a divorce. And you need to get yourself down in one of those bunkers the other dates wanted to provide you.
You need to meet the guy from earlier who gets the meat.
Where's the guy with the meat and the guns?
Yeah, and also it'd be funny, like, you know, that's you, that because you step in the shoes and they're cake, so you can't get to work, right? And you said that's when you need a divorce. But
Why are you late today?
Yeah.
My boots were cake.
But also, if you do get a divorce, you need to hire a separate guy to make sure your divorce papers aren't cake.
Exactly.
But let me just really phrase this to you in a genuine question that I'm curious about. If you go on a date with a woman and you say, okay, let's say it's a third date, okay? And you say, how about dinner at my place? 3 options, and you tell me which one of these they respond well to. Because we are a women expert podcast, right?
Sure.
Option number 1, you order something, right? I'm too good for the kitchen, you know what I mean? I order stuff. I pay the money and it arrives, right? Number 2 is I throw together something simple, you know? Spaghetti, you know, like a pre-packaged Dolmio sauce, a little bit of meat, some cheese. Keep it simple, all right?
Yeah.
No need to overcomplicate anything here. No. And then the third option is you make a Michelin star chicken with like roast potatoes and creme brulee. Which one of those do they like?
I listen. I've done extensive research on this area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I know you have.
I've watched the documents, the documentaries. I've watched looked at people. I've read the books.
You've been in the field,
I've seen what's been going on.
right?
When there's different scenarios here. I have friends who don't make any food. Okay, I'll be honest. They don't have anything in their fridge. They don't even have a freezer. Okay?
Oh,
They have a fridge, but they don't have a freezer. So they can't have anything in storage.
right.
So I have a couple of friends, they have nothing in their refrigerators. Nothing. So when they invite a woman up and then like, yeah, I'll order some Indian or some sushi or whatever. Like that is a plus point that you have now spent money and then hired somebody else to make the food. But in that, you've lost something. You've now shown that you're dependable on somebody. Dependent on somebody to fix something for you for money.
You're the opposite of Indiana Jones.
So if society then crumbles, who are you with? Are you with a guy who has a briefcase and nothing in it? Or do you hang out with a guy with a backpack and a torch and the guns, right?
People are still handing him guns.
Yeah, exactly.
And meat. Yeah. People are standing in line.
Right? And then the rich asshole, like his money is gone because the banks and everything has like fallen. Society has crumbled. All the servers in the mountains, everything is burnt and everything's like fried because of the EMP pulse from the nuclear fallout.
Of course, the server mountain is down.
Yeah, it's down, right? Everything's shit. Nobody's rich anymore because money doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Nobody has property, but the government doesn't exist. What do we have? You're only left to your own device.
I thought you were going to say, what do we have? Guns and meat.
Guns and meat and somebody who makes cake to assemble stuff.
It's like, yeah.
Is that a shotgun? No, it's cake.
Yeah, right.
But the point is this.
Yeah.
Your reptilian part of your brain is saying, it's nice that he's buying sushi and some guy on a bicycle delivers it. Mm-hmm. That's great. Okay?
I enjoy the sushi.
I enjoy the sushi, but I don't see a future here.
Right.
More than a couple of dates in, because you're not really a guy who's providing when shit hits the fan.
Okay.
Okay? So that is the problem.
Can we make the assumption that women are projecting into the future sort of a white picket fence situation? Do they like the simple pasta Dolmio guy, or do they like the Michelin star cooking guy? I would say they want, the roast potatoes and the and the Michelin chicken.
Listen, I think they want the best product that is out there.
Right.
But since we are on our way down here, society is crumbling.
Of course.
People can't afford to buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is going to shit. Like the stock market, like the billionaires are getting richer and richer, and like people are getting poorer and poorer. Like it's like the difference between the poor and the rich. It's just exploding. This is not going to end well. Free market society. You can say whatever you want, but I don't know if that's the way. I don't think communism is the way. I think the only way here is being the guy who people want to put all their eggs in the same basket with. What am I saying? I'm saying the guy who's prepared for the inevitable. Because don't you think there was a lot of people walking around the stock exchanges and like, I'm buying property and blah, 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 blah. And in 1939, this is going to go well for everybody forever. Right. I'm getting art, like low prices, and like, oh my God, I'm going to become rich. And then suddenly everything gets fried. Like even like in the Soviet Union, before it became the Soviet Union, right? The Tsar, like the oligarchs back then, buying stuff, buying buildings, buying everything, like rich people having a lot of money. Like, wow, I'm well off. And suddenly the king dies. His family's getting killed in the basement. And suddenly you don't own anything.
Yeah. Okay.
So then the question becomes, do you want to call for food to come to be delivered, or you want to be with a guy who's prepared to make his own food when the regime is crumbling?
Do you want to call the non-existent sushi restaurant, which is now cinders on the ground, or do you want to call the guy where people are still giving meat to?
Because in 1917, there were no bicycles giving food to anyone.
That's right.
Right? That was over. Right? You couldn't call like DoorDash and like, hey, can I have some Russian Tsar Nikolai, chicken pate, whatever.
Yeah, chicken Kiev.
Whatever, right? But that's not happening.
Okay, but here's a question. Certain skills are more masculine.
Right.
Other skills are maybe a bit more feminine.
Right.
As an example, I would envision that most women would appreciate a man who's good at archery. Bricklaying, roofing,
yes,
building houses,
right,
jiu-jitsu, Krav Maga, and just being able to murder your enemies, stuff like that. Yeah. They respect that. Now, on that spectrum, right, so more feminine stuff would maybe be, hey, maybe you're a florist. You can put together nice bouquets of flowers, right? Maybe a bit more feminine. My question is this: being able to make really high-quality restaurant-style food, where on the spectrum is that? Is that a feminine skill, or is it more toward like masonry and murder?
I think now it's between masonry and art, I think.
And is art masculine?
I think art is masculine. So, who are the biggest artists? Leonardo da Vinci, Pablo Picasso,
Michelangelo,
Rembrandt.
Right.
All the other guys.
All the other ones.
You know?
Okay, so you're saying the Michelin star food is a masculine thing that they want to bring into the doomsday bunker of their lives.
Yeah, because like, making food is a connection. It's connecting people. It's like you gather around the food situation.
If I'm with this guy, we'll have a lot of friends over for dinner.
Yes.
Right?
And yeah, it's all about being fed
because
in troubled times.
Because the troubled times are coming.
It's coming.
And where nothing is cake. There is going to be a day where nothing is cake.
Nobody's going to make anything out of cake.
Yeah.
Right?
So the guy who can just throw some spaghetti together, he can't bring in the dinner guests. But the Michelin star guy can.
Yeah. So I think so. The question is, I think women
like a guy who can cook as long as there are guys giving him meat and guns.
Do women find men who cook attractive? The answer is yes. And I think we gave a very extensive, a clear answer, and based on logic and science.
Yeah, and the research you've done.
So, to conclude this episode,
right?
Last question from a listener.
And keep in mind, 27 million viewers were all polled, and these were the top 4 questions that millions of them, without ever having met each other, all had.
Yeah.
And this is number 4.
Does climbing Mount Everest get as much respect as it used to? Yeah. And that's not, it doesn't have like a short answer to it.
Right.
But I think it is not the same as it used to be.
Right.
It's not. And the reason for that is because there's inflation. Good old inflation. When a lot of people do something, it kind of loses its value. Mm-hmm. Okay, give you an example. When people went to the South Pole, that was incredible. And the guy was a Norwegian Amundsen, right? He was a guy who did that. He conquered the British. Like the British couldn't do it. They died, everyone. And he became an international superstar. He was like, that was like going to Mars. It was like going to the moon, or it was like, oh my God, that's like, it's impossible to go there. He was also the guy who, no, that was the other guy, Nansen. It was the guy who went like from Greenland and like drove with the ice and then came out on the other side in Alaska.
Right.
And that was like the Northway Passage.
Right.
Right. And he was also a superstar, like, you know, like an international Hollywood footballer, whatever you got now.
They put their faces on airplane fins to this day.
So Sir Edmund Hillary, does it ring a bell?
Around the world in 80 days.
Was it?
I don't know. North Pole.
Yeah, no, that was the guy who climbed Mount Everest.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I think so. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to Google it, but I'm pretty sure that's the guy.
Yeah.
He was the guy who went to the Mount Everest the first time.
Right.
Right? And he was like, oh my God, what an adventure extraordinaire.
Of course.
And everybody respected it.
Yep.
And now it's like you hire some people in Nepal, Sherpas, to like carry your bag up there. And then like, can you take a picture of me?
Yeah.
And then like, it's not even that, but it's like a line over to the top. People like standing in line to take that incredible picture that is so now available.
Right.
And so, no, I'm sorry, it doesn't have the same value as it used to.
Right.
People will get impressed, I guess, but not really, because it's not like, doesn't have that mystique to it that it used to. If you go to Mars, like it's the same. If you go to the moon, we know who Buzz Aldrin was, the other guy, and the Neil Armstrong guy. If you believe in that, of course.
Of course. If you're naive.
So, but the point is, like that was a big thing. Everybody was watching on TV. Mm-hmm. And then, now, you know, we've been there a couple of times. We have lost interest.
We have. So, you're better off going under the water than up a mountain.
Hey, if you go underwater,
that's not been explored.
People are watching that one.
Yeah, they are.
They are. Like, and by the way, what do you need to go up like the top of the Mount Everest? Just fly a plane up there. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
What do you? What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Get a, you know.
You know what I think we should do more of? You know that movie Alive?
Yeah.
About that
airplane who crashed in Himalaya, no, in Andes.
The South American football team.
Yeah.
Right? Now they went up a mountain against their will. Huh? That's a nice little twist. Then they had to eat each other to survive.
Yeah.
And then they had to take a massive chance and just sort of like try to get off the mountain.
Yeah.
And they did. And that's really cool when you have to eat your own friends. Like that is a story I'd like to listen to.
And by the way, what a friend who just lets you eat them.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, listen, just eat me, no problem.
Right.
No, but also, why isn't that a reality show?
So true.
Why don't they put up terminally ill people on top of a mountain and they're like, there's no food here, and
eat each other.
Eat each other.
Yeah.
And then, but it doesn't matter because we're all going to die anyway.
Eat your friend.
Okay, people. Thank you. Remember to subscribe.
Yeah.
And do the other thing, like it.
And tell your friends about this infinite guide of knowledge.
Yes. Like, subscribe, and
Stay sane.
and stay sane because they're coming for you. Bye.